Today is deck day. I've got a leak coming out of here. I've got a leak coming out of there. This is cruel. I've completely opened a can of worms. If you want to offer me a job or something, it better not start in the morning. Or are you shitting me? We've reached all. This one came with wind. Today is deck day. So I'm gonna go out and I've got to go play with the teak deck again, which is my favorite thing to do. So I don't have the right tape. I don't know where my blue tape went. I've got this. It's covered in dog hair and it looks really old, but I'm gonna try. Every time it rains on this boat, there is some leaking, which is not that big of a deal. I've already done a little bit of work up there, filling some seams and things. But I need to do a little bit more because when the boat flexes, when it's underway, it lets more water in. So before this boat moves again, I need to do a little bit more work. This is my opportunity. I've got rain coming tomorrow or the next day, and I'm just crossing my fingers that it has enough time to cure, because after that we have thunderstorms for days. So just gonna try, and I'm gonna cross my fingers, and here we go. I think I'm gonna start by going around the deck and just finding all the places that look like they need to be fixed, and I'm just gonna start taping them off, and then I'll just come back and fill them. Usually to remove these seams, you can get a reefing tool. It's like this little tool with this end, the middle end, and like a hook on it. I have one. I haven't needed it. These seams are so old that they just pull right up. So if it doesn't look like it's going to come up on its own, I'm trying not to touch it because it's blocking water, but they all need to come up. These seams are they're not very effective. Adding this little bit here just kind of helps me keep it a little cleaner, so that when I use the brush or the putty knife to kind of go over this, I kind of have some room to work with to really make this nice without having to worry. Like I said, this doesn't have to be perfect. This isn't me redoing my deck. This is just me making it to where the leaking will slow down when underway. And this whole deck is gonna get reassessed later, so. Damn. You don't have to go all the way out here. I often will leave like a little tag edge kind of, so that I can get it back up a little easier later on. Alright, so I think I've got a lot of it. There was a lot more than I expected, which means I'm gonna be here for a minute. So I'm probably gonna spend the next hour at least out here just squirting. And it's pretty hot, you guys. At least there's a breeze today. That's nice. Nothing? Oh no. I think it might be dried up in there. Gracious. Ugh. Gosh. Now my tape is just baking in the sun. There's rain like all north of the Keys. I also have a little tube of Sikaflex. I'll show you. This is the Sikaflex. It's the 295 UV. This is good stuff. I put it in this bag so that it wouldn't dry up, and I'm pretty sure it dried up anyway. It's hot, and that's what happens. Your things dry up. I guess if I had started doing the deck, I literally would have been ran off the deck with rain. There was nothing on the radar when I started this. Oh gosh, I've got a leak. I've got a leak coming out of here. I've got a leak coming out of there. This is gonna leak all over the bed, so I've got to... I've completely opened a can of worms. Yeah, I literally just have rain coming in everywhere. Luckily, it was light and it moved through quickly, and I don't know what the plan is. Like, I don't know if it's gonna keep raining. It's not like you can just look at the weather and know. You're not gonna know. It does what it wants, you know? So, I don't know. I don't know. Alright, there's not a cloud in the sky. And it's the coolest part of the day. And I just woke up 5 minutes ago. So here's what I'm going to do. You have to apply this stuff in the coolest part of the day. I think it's supposed to be below 80 degrees. It's not below 80 degrees. It's not going to be below 80 degrees. This is also not a permanent job, so I'm breaking a lot of rules on this one. My friends Lacey and Billy were able to pick me up the really good stuff. It's the Teak Decking Systems SIS 440. Next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my reefing tool, which this is also a Teak Decking Systems reefing tool. This is not sponsored. I just really like this company. I do have my knife in my pocket. Let's see. I need a pair of pliers. I want to pinch the tip of this nozzle. So I'll grab those and we'll be going. It's only 7:30 in the morning, but it's not supposed to rain today. I know how that works. Sometimes, like last time, there was a 2% chance of rain and it poured. But this is my chance because those thunderstorms are still coming, so even though this stuff needs 48 hours to fully cure, I probably don't have that, but it may just be hot enough that it will cure anyway. I want to cut this at around a 45-degree angle. I don't want to put my deck directly below it. I just want something there to protect that. This is cruel. I get all the way out here and there's no stick on the thing. Alright, so I've gone back in and I found my hat, and I did find these 2 screwdrivers. I didn't think they were going to fit in there, but no. Yes. Does it reach? No. No, it's not reaching. Maybe if I can just get a good cut in it, it'll break through anyway. We've reached all. I'm gonna pinch this. That's gonna help it get down in the seams a little better. Wait, did I do all that and then leave the battery? This is why I can't be doing like Dawn Patrol projects. Okay, I absolutely cannot get this in here. I mean, how is that supposed to work with that? Y'all, we're never gonna get this deck done. I'm gonna end up breaking the damn thing. I've put this stupid thing in, like, over and over. You guys, I don't do mornings. Okay? All right? If you want to offer me a job or something, it better not start in the morning. I turned down the speed and it didn't work very well. In fact, it started getting really weird. So I've got a little bit of a mess here, but that's okay. I'm just gonna use my plastic putty knife for now. Ideally, you want wider tape. That makes this a lot easier, and you just come down like this, and then you kind of come back and get the excess. This is gonna be kind of not that great, so please forgive me. This is not how you do this. This is not the correct way. This is not a demonstration on how to do this. This is just a laughable project that we are doing together to try to get everything to stop leaking so badly. There's a bubble. I'll try to get it. Alright, that's pretty good. I've got a lot here left over, and this stuff isn't cheap, so this right here would probably be a good spot to try. That's good. I may not be getting it like super deep in there, which isn't ideal, but you can kind of do that number if you have to, and then kind of come back. This creates a mess. I'm not saying that you should do this. I'm just saying I'm gonna do it because I don't want to waste this stuff. I'm gonna put some heavy in this because this is actually a pretty tough spot right here. No matter how much of a mess you make, just make sure that there's a nice flat seal on top of whatever line you're doing. Work it down in there and make sure that there's no bubbles. And just make sure that it's flat on top. For this, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be sealed. As soon as you start doing this, it becomes very easy to see why someone would make a huge mess all over the deck. When I bought this boat, there were, and still are, black messes all over the deck, and I've been like slowly picking away at them. Tape it off because it is really easy to make a huge mess. Even with the tape, I've already got some on the wood. I've made a mess out of this thing. This is a mess. I have a camera, which is like adding a whole nother layer. Did I step in that? I was gonna try to use some of the excess to fill these. I don't know if that's smart. These are kind of deep. I don't know. There's plenty. As long as you get it down in there. It's the most important thing. It's really ideal when doing this to set yourself up like a piece of cardboard or something, somewhere that you can set your tools down, and also not have like your hair down flying and your string to your hat flying like mine is, and have, you know, like maybe some alcohol spray or acetone or whatever you use, just to kind of help you clean up things as you make a mess, because right now I'm not working with any of that, and I've got everything flying around me. Everything is a mess. I can't set anything down, and like I said, I'm also fumbling with the camera. It's kind of a lot, and it's not ideal, and it makes this really, really hard. So definitely, the more I go around the boat doing this, the more spots I see that need to be taped off and done. So it looks like there's going to be around 3 of this. I say round 3 because the first round was in February. happening to the machine? The machine's stopping. It's really, really difficult to get it down in there in some of these areas because the seams aren't very wide and that nozzle tip doesn't actually go into them. So I'm just kind of trying to poke it down and just do what I can. I'm getting a lot of excess. I just woke up to rain. Basically, that stuff's only been on there for 24 hours. I felt it last night. I think the Florida sun really cured that stuff quicker than it says. You know, it's supposed to be 48 hours. I think it did it in 24. So I've got that going for me, but now this tape's going to be wet and sticky. I was going to pull the tape off last night, and I said, no, just leave it. I'll do it first thing in the morning. It's first thing in the morning. This is me 5 minutes after waking up. Oh my gosh. It's all good. There's an area under here that always leaks, and I think this might be my shot at finding it. It's not leaking yet, but it's going to. I think it pulls up somewhere, and then it all comes flooding in at once. I don't know where it's running from. I'm gonna go out and try to look. I don't think it's anything in here. No, this right here came up at one point, and Hal screwed it back down. I just assumed he did it correctly, but I don't know, maybe it's possible that it's not. Having rain on this boat it's not that bad, but you know, it's just this like little stress, you know, just one of those things that you're like, oh, it's raining. What do I need to do? You know? Because it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm sure. Let's go check on the forward hatch. I don't see any leaking here yet, but it's coming. I know that it's coming. Ugh. There it was. I was like literally getting ready to move this, and there it went. You know, if this happens in the middle. And there's my rain alarm telling me that there's rain coming. It just kind of comes in from like everywhere, and it's not really clear on the outside of the hatch where they're coming from. I just think that everything kind of needs to be resealed. Gosh, that's really consistent, isn't it? Yeah, there's a few other spots as well that I want to get out there. Like, I want to just redo like all the seams around the butterfly hatch and stuff like that. We have thunderstorms coming, so it's probably not a good time, but in the next few days, it's probably on the list. This has been a frequent location for leaking, and you can see it's still coming down. And pretty much all of this is a problem. In here, and here, and in here, and then it gets better down there, but this is kind of the last one. And, you know, once I renew the teak deck, or, you know, pull it off in fiberglass or whatever I do, and this should stop, but I've got to take care of this wood, you know? If there's, like, water sitting on it, I've got to, like, get it off because this is causing damage to the actual wood. But, I mean, it's still going to soak from behind, but it's just a challenge. This has definitely gotten worse since I bought the boat, so wherever this is coming from, this is a problem. This is all still leaking through here. I don't know where that's coming from. And we're still leaking around here as well. Oh my gosh. This one came with wind. Oh man. At least the deck's all cleaned up. Damn. Sun's coming back out again already. I have a feeling this is gonna make my tape really soft. I mean, worst case, I just get my little razor blade and it's just a little harder to do, I guess, but it sure is nice when it peels right up. But it's summer in the middle of Florida, and it's like, you don't know when it's gonna rain. It's not like things move through here. It's not like you can look at a radar and say, well, there's gonna be some stuff moving through today. You can't do that here because these things start here. Like, they just, you know, you'll have like clear skies and then all of a sudden, and there's like a storm. You know, it just creates itself out of nowhere, and that's how it works. So it's just Florida doing its thing. Okay, I just pulled this tape off the deck and I didn't like the way it came off. I waited way too long. I should have done this last night and I didn't, so we got to go now. Got to go. Put on a bikini now. I'm going to keep this in my back pocket or in my side boob so that any of these things give me trouble, we got it. I think it's not that bad because it's like melting all over again because it's so hot. The one I pulled off in the shade didn't do that. It's quite nice. Let's do another one. In the shade. Oh, this is that weird one. Okay, yeah, this one's gonna be, oh, yeah, I don't even know. Okay, I might need the little tool. What do I do with the tool? Oh, it's in my boob. Okay. This one's gonna be funny. I wasn't sure if that was even gonna work. I guess I'm lucky that it kind of did. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. I better just leave that alone. Better just leave that alone. Better just not even, just stop touching it. Just stop touching it. There we go. All right, good enough. This is like where I get my morning forecast from right here. Some of them had to go on quite thick. Oh no, I completely missed this. Are you shitting me? It's not as bad as I thought. You know, don't leave this stuff on here too long. It's been on here for days. Some of these just come off so beautifully. Look at that. They're perfect. Oh, here's one. Alright, I've got a massive tape ball here because I didn't bring a bag. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. See you next week.